Identity is the highest form of manifestation. I'll repeat. Identity is the highest form of manifestation. If you're able to shift from an old identity, an identity that is built out of fear, out of lack, and out of survival, and then you transition into an identity that is built out of purpose, precision, and clarity, that is when all your manifestations begin to fruit. I know, you might be wondering, how do I shift in terms of identity? Because most people will tell you, dress smart. Yes, those are just byproducts of identity shift. But the real shift begins within. So if you're able to shift that identity internally, it will definitely reflect to the outside reality. You might be having all the money. You might be earning 6-7 figures every month. But if your identity is not an identity that is built from clarity, or if your identity is not able to hold that abundance or that money, you end up collapsing. So how do you train your entire system to adapt to the new identity? I'll go in 3 layers: the body, the mind, and the soul. Stay with me. So you have to shift your identity in spiritual terms first. And how do you achieve this? Whenever you get into stillness, you want to visualize yourself as that person you sing 10 years to come. So where do you see yourself from 5 years from now or 10 years from now? So bring that vision into the present moment. Feel it. Feel it. That is the spirit. Because whenever you expand in terms of spirit, whenever your soul expands, every other thing becomes effortless. Number 2, the mind. Since you visualize, your mind treats that as normal. Remember, the old identity was built on societal expectations. The old identity was built by the world around us. And so that is what our entire system is used to. That in turn reflects to the outside world, to our waking reality. Because that old identity has been rooted or has been reinforced within our entire system. Shifting from that old identity to this new one requires you to understand the coordination between your mind, your body, and your soul. And so if your soul, or if you visualize that shift, your mind catches up. In that same stillness, your body relaxes. Your body feels this is normal. That is what happens internally. Now, let's talk about the body specifically and the most important shift that the body initiates. The old identity was built on breathing shallow, because that is the default mode that we human beings breathe through. So you notice that most people breathe from their chest up, with or without realizing that if you breathe from your chest up, You're reinforcing the old identity. But the moment you begin practicing diaphragmatic breathing, the moment you're breathing from your center of power, you've already shifted from an old identity to a new identity. Belly breathing activates your parasympathetic nervous system. Belly breathing enables your mind to slow down. It enables you to move from your center of power. This means the decisions that you will be making will be coming out of clarity. The decisions that you'll be making will be able to feed purpose. So here's a simple practice. Put your right hand on your belly. As you breathe in, allow your belly to rise. And make that your default state of breathing. Something will happen. Something will shift. Follow me for more truth that awaken clarity.